Hi guys and welcome to Quality Times. My name is Michael and today we're going to take a look at a watch from one of the best micro brands out there, the HELM Komodo, model number 03AR3. HELM watches are well known among watch enthusiasts, especially for their amazing build quality, the exclusivity and their affordable pricing, as all of their watches can be purchased for around $300. For those of you who don't know the brand, I strongly suggest to check out their website. They currently have three main models to offer: the Vanuatu, the Kuraburi, and the Komodo. In this video we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and everything in between. So without further ado, let's have a closer look at the case dimensions. The Komodo has a case size of 40mm, 45 if we're including the crown. The lug-to-lug distance is 47mm and the total thickness is 15.5. The case has a lug width of 20mm and at the clasp we're looking at 23. And here's how it looks like on my 17cm or 6 3/4 inch wrist. Due to the relatively short lug-to-lug distance, this watch is designed to fit a wide variety of wrist sizes. I opted for this model because it's the smallest watch out of the three they're offering, and the wide polar dial is very attractive. Alright, so let's get a closer look at the watch. The Komodo is made out of 316L stainless steel. We have an all brushed finishing on the entire timepiece, matching the tool watch aesthetic. The signed crown is located at the 3 o'clock position and is protected by the crown guards. The case features drilled lugs as well. The quality of the bracelet is amazing for this price range. It fits the watch very well and is honestly one of my favorite features of the watch. The words HELM are engraved on the very nice milled clasp. And the 6 micro adjustments make sure that the watch will sit perfectly on your wrist. It doesn't feature a diving extension, which is a good thing in my opinion. The previous version of the Komodo came with a different, way bigger and way too chunky clasp. I'm glad they listened to the customers' complaints and changed the clasp to this one. Let's move on to the case back. The screw-down case back helps the watch to achieve the 300-meter water resistance. We have a deeply etched HELM logo and some specs written on it. Oh, and one more thing, we have solid end links and solid screw-in links, which is also very unusual for the price category. Okay, so let's move on and have a closer look on the most important part of this watch, its polar white dial. Just as Shane from Relative Time mentioned, you either love it or you hate it. I happen to like it. A grey printed HELM logo can be found at the 12 o'clock position and diverse 300 automatic at the 6 o'clock. One of my favorite features of this dial is the integration of the date window at 6 o'clock. What complements the overall face really well is the white chapter ring with black minute indicators. The light blue indices are all applied dots with black edges. We also have a triangle at 12 o'clock. The hour, minute and second hand share the same color scheme. The hands and indices contain a generous amount of Swiss Superluminova BGW9 light blue lume. One reason HELM watches are gaining more and more popularity is because they feature an outrageous amount of lume. It's generously applied and long lasting. And not only on the dial but also on the stainless steel black bezel insert. And here's a lume shot. Note how the date window is still surrounded by a circle. Once charged up, the lume lasts through the entire night. So if you're a lume freak like I am, this watch will not disappoint you. Protecting the dial is a double domed sapphire crystal with colorless anti-reflective coating. When it comes to watches, there isn't much that beats this, as sapphire is practically unscratchable and should look like new even after owning it for a couple of years. The dome is also very subtle, which makes the dial very legible even at harsh viewing angles. My favorite feature has to be the generous amount of clear AR coating, which reduces glare significantly, and it's also a nice thing to have when doing watch photography. Here's a side-by-side comparison with my Zelos Mako 3, which also features AR coating. You can clearly see that the Mako is way more reflective than the Komodo, but the white dial helps with the legibility a lot, so the Komodo has a natural advantage here. The movement powering this watch is the good old Seiko NH35 automatic movement. It is hand winding and also a hacking movement, which means that the second hand will stop when you pull the crown to the second position. It has a power reserve of around 40 hours and beats at 21,600 beats per hour. The stated accuracy is -20 to +40 seconds a day. Mine is running at around 9 seconds fast, which is totally acceptable. This is an entry-level movement and commonly used in more affordable watches, and for a good reason. It's reliable, easy to service, and most importantly, it's readily available, which makes it also very inexpensive. Okay, so now I want to talk about 3 things that I really like about this watch and 3 things that I don't like. The first thing I really like is the overall build quality and the whole package you get when you purchase this watch. An automatic ISO certified dive watch with sapphire crystal, killer lume, solid end link bracelet with screw links, milled clasp. You also get a handwritten thank you note, stickers, a NATO strap for $300 US. That's crazy value if you ask me. The second thing I really like is the customer service. I've been in touch with Matt, the owner, for a long time. He always replied fast and tried to help me wherever he could. He even provided me pictures and videos on how to change the bracelet. Okay, so the last thing that I like is kind of also the first thing that I dislike, and that's the availability of the watch. It can be difficult to get your hands on one of these models as they are always sold out. HELM watches are strictly selling their watches only on their website, so there's no grey market retailers here, and the window of opportunity is very short. These watches sell out in a matter of minutes, but on the other hand though, if you manage to grab one, you have quite the feeling of owning an exclusive timepiece. And I should also mention the waiting time. I pre-ordered the Komodo in June 2019 and I received it in January 2020, so basically I've waited for around 6 months. It wasn't a big deal for me, but if you are not as patient as I am, that's a big drawback. The second thing I dislike is the height of the watch. You must have noticed it already, but this watch is pretty chunky with its 15mm height. In summer that's not a huge deal, but I basically couldn't wear this watch in winter because it's too thick. Couldn't get my jacket on. And the last thing I dislike is the crown. Well, not the crown itself, but its size. It's sticking out just a little bit too much. Right now it's often poking the back of my hand and it's just a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe it would have been better to place the crown at the 4 o'clock position instead. At the end of the day, none of these points mentioned are deal breakers for me. I'm really enjoying this timepiece, and if you're also considering it, I would advise you to pull the trigger. Believe me, it's really worth it. To close this video out, here are some wrist shots in natural lighting. I want to thank you for sticking until the end. If you liked my video, consider leaving a like and share your thoughts on the Komodo in the comment section down below. This was Michael and I'll see you next time. Bye.